Hello and welcome. I am the Soul Enchantress, and today's message is an unusual topic that I've not heard anyone speak about, and these are terms that I have actually coined. So it is going to be artificial flow versus natural flow. And I wanted to start by giving you a couple of definitions, and also the reason I decided to do this topic is when I was channeling the previous message that I've released on surrendering. You can go and listen to that message if it calls to you. When I recorded that, these concepts automatically came out of my mouth. So I thought I would actually create a separate message explaining what those are, because quite a few of you have asked me about it. Okay, so here we go. Artificial flow and natural flow. What do I mean by this? So artificial flow is a term I coined to explain the ego's or fear-driven intervention into your soul's evolutionary path, which we tend to call destiny. Okay, so the artificial flow is something that is caused most often by fear, and it is driven by your ego. Now, as always, the ego is not the bad entity here. The ego, your ego, actually has a valid role in your life and this incarnation and this existence called life. However, when it supersedes the operations of your life, work, business, and well-being, it's when your ego supersedes your soul and you've shut down your soul and your ego takes over, this is when all the problems arise. Okay, so let's go back to the definition. Artificial flow is when your ego or your fears actually intervene and change the course of your destiny, so to speak. And the natural flow is when your soul is aligned with its innate purpose and reason for your being. Okay, so there are some amazing discoveries that I have made when it comes to the arena of manifestation. And those of you who are very much into being goal-driven and achieving your goals and manifesting your dreams and desires into this physical reality would be quite familiar with the term inspired action. And that is that you take action on your inspired visions and ideas when you are inspired. So the action is not driven by anything else other than this innate desire for you to take that specific action. But here's the pitfall that I've discovered when it comes to artificial flow and natural flow. So as with anything, and this comes to the forefront when you are working with someone in the energetic realms, and also your energetic proficiency. So whoever you're working with, their power and their proficiency at what they can do and how great they are and what their vibratory level is, so how high their vibration is what will actually dictate the results and the power of the results. Okay, and that is the same for you. So your resonance can only draw in that resonance. Your resonance can only activate those types of ideas or those types of so-called inspired action. Now, here's the thing. If you are actually kicked out of your path. Let's say your path is your destiny is a pathway. Okay, so this is an easy analogy to illustrate what I am trying to tell you about how there are pitfalls about following inspired ideas and inspired action. If, for example, you see your destiny as this pathway, and then there is a detour. Now that detour happens when you are inspired by ideas and actions that you take, again inspired, and you think they're all great, you take when you're actually operating from the vibratory frequency of fear. And your ego takes over and says, that's it, this is the idea, this is it, this is what's going to bring you your level of happiness, your level of prosperity, your level of wealth, your level of health, your level of well-being, your level of relationship harmony, all of that. And therefore you follow this path because you believe it is an inspired action and an inspired idea. However, that is actually taking you on this detour, and that will then gather momentum, and the flow you get is what I called artificial flow. Now, at some point on that pathway, you will realize that even though you thought it was an inspired idea and you took inspired action, there is something really amiss. Because why? You are not at peace, and you will be constantly craving the next high, the next achievement, the next success, the next person, the next relationship, the next client, the next product, the next service, the whatever, because you will never have deep fulfillment. And you cannot experience deep fulfillment if you're not aligned with your soul's innate destiny and purpose. And that is individual to your soul stream's evolutionary process. So when you borrow goals from other people, more often than not, you actually will be kicked into an artificial flow, because you are flowing into it from a certain level of fear. Even though you may think you have no fears, you are kicked into it because you fear of being left behind by not being able to achieve the same goals as the other person, or you want what they have, but it may not be your pathway. But in order to achieve that, you will actually diverge from your destined pathway, which is your natural flow. Now, the difference in these two is initially they may seem the same, but halfway down the track, you will find that you are totally miserable if you're in the artificial flow, and you will find there will be blockages that come up. Whereas when you're in the natural flow, you will find that even though certain things may not go your way, or certain things might end, or certain things may get blocked, that something even better opens up, because you are in natural flow. You are on your destined path. You are aligned with your soul and your reason for being. So I hope this has been helpful. And as always, how I create natural flow and how I get my clients to merge into natural flow and stay in the natural flow of their destined pathways is through the work that I do and with my cosmic sound medicine. So my cosmic sound medicine is the integral part of all my work, and it has been ever since I started. And my cosmic transmissions have really woven their way into my clients' lives and my life in an incredible and powerful and effective way that gets results. So I invite you to visit my website, soulenchantress.com. I also invite you to my in-person ethereal sound bath events. I invite you to step into my Sacred Wisdom Library, which is a digital library that is available 24/7 wherever you are in the world, and that is for your money, your business, your life, your well-being, your relationships, and it is absolutely powerful. Or step into private sessions with me. So I wish you a beautiful week, and stay tuned for next week's message. But in the meantime, I do hope you contact me. I do hope you start to step into my work, and I wish you much joy. I am the Soul Enchantress, and you can find me at soulenchantress.com. Joyous blessings.